Hey Chester, have you gotten around to editing the Sonic review yet? The what? The Sonic review. Avery was supposed to review the new Sonic movie on Valentine's. No, I haven't seen any video clips for that yet. What? He hasn't done it yet? Not that I know of. Ugh. Okay, you can return to your book. I'm gonna find him. Avery. No. Avery. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, Waffles. Hey, Bambi and Toffee, have you seen Avery? Nope, haven't seen him all night. Actually, I haven't seen him all weekend now that I think about it. Isn't that right, Toffee?
Don't worry. We can take advantage of this opportunity.
Well, you know, he hasn't seen him either. Ugh! Oh, thank goodness, Avery, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, why? You haven't reviewed the Sonic movie yet. I thought you were going to do it on Valentine's Day. Oh, yes. The Sonic movie. What's happening here? The Sonic movie. It eludes me. You just gotta talk about if you liked it or not. I did like it. And that's the part that eludes me. Why? Why did I like this movie? It was by no means a good movie, but still, I was enjoying it. I enjoyed the campiness. I enjoyed the stereotypical plot. I enjoyed Jim Carrey's Jim Carrey-ness. But it's all stuff we've seen before. So why did I like it this time? What was about it that I enjoyed? Did I enjoy it ironically? Or did I actually get some genuine pleasure out of it? These thoughts haunt me. Unless, of course, there is someone who could review it with me for a second perspective. No way. I'm already in my PJs, and I don't care about Sonic enough to talk about it like I did with Toy Story. Ugh. Oh, Lucy, I hate Sega! Ah! I'm not even doing it in my main setting right now. I've been brewing in here for too long, staring out the window all these days. Oh, I guess I should do my intro. Hello, and welcome to another short puppet review. If you couldn't tell, today we're talking about Sonic, the Hedgehog, the movie. And I've been brewing since Valentine's Day, trying to figure out what I feel about this, because this is not a good movie. It's not. When push comes to shove, this is not a good movie. But still, I enjoyed it, and that confused me. So I've been trying to figure it out. I've been trying to figure it out. And I don't really know that much about Sonic. I was hoping Lucy would help me, but I guess she's not a big Sega person, so I'm kind of on my own. But from what I hear, Sonic the video game is about this little blue hedgehog that goes around and collects rings, and he's being chased by this human evil scientist, Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman. So basically the game is Sonic and his friends going around collecting rings and stopping Eggman from whatever he's doing. So those are the games. I guess they kind of like go into all this other crazy stuff, and lots of weird things happen. Sonic's been around for a long time, and I guess he's been on all sorts of weird adventures. And compared to those weird adventures, the movie was actually pretty tame story-wise, but it was also super cliche. So the movie tries playing into a way to put Sonic into the human world, our world. So it does this by using the rings as a plot device and having them be portals to other worlds. And that's how Sonic comes to the human world, because he's no longer safe in his world, because his power of going super fast is rare and special, and everyone wants to hunt him down for it. So he gets sent to our world for his safety. But he's very lonely because he never gets to really interact with the people that he's kind of stalking in this small Montana town all the time. And eventually his emotions get the best of him, and he causes a blackout across the whole globe. And that, of course, alerts the government, which then brings in Jim Carrey's character of Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik. What are you supposed to call this guy? Sonic calls him Eggman, but his name is Dr. Robotnik. Does everyone just have multiple names? Is that how Sonic works? But from there, it's basically a buddy road trip between Sonic and the cop of the town that Sonic had been hiding out in all these years. It's them going on a road trip quest to San Francisco for Sonic to get his rings back so that he can escape to another world and trying to outsmart Eggman. And hijinks ensue, basically. So, yeah, that's... Boy, saying it aloud, it just sounds really dull. But it was also, like, really hyper and weird at the same time. Now, the character design, it's okay. It's not bad. It's because that was, like, the big thing when this movie was first announced was the character design, and everyone freaked out about that. But the end product we got wasn't so bad. But it's just filled with things we've already seen. Stopping at a bar, getting into a fight in Shed Bar, dressing up your quirky character as in these costumes to try and hide him from people. You know, bad guys chasing after him. All one-liners. Basically any 90s, early 2000s kids movie cliche you can think of, it's probably in this movie. And I was okay with that. Maybe because it was just so weird and campy and kind of a hot mess. But from what I gather, that's kind of the way Sonic is in general as a set of games in a franchise. So maybe that means it's an authentic movie. Yeah, it just feels right yet horrible to say in my mouth. Yeah, I need to center this more. There we go. Yeah, focus on me. I'm having serious talk here. Yeah, so for some reason I enjoyed this movie. Even though it's really weird and it should be annoying because Sonic never stops talking. He just never stops talking. The whole movie, anytime he's on screen, he's talking. It's either he's talking or Eggman's talking. Usually one of them is talking. And that's basically the whole movie, are these two characters just keep on talking. And they talk about plots. And they talk about how they feel. There's no showing in this movie. It's just 100% tell. And at times it's super annoying. But I guess if you're alone by yourself for 10 years and can't talk to anyone, you talk to yourself a lot too. I mean, whenever the boss is alone, she just makes another puppet and talks to that. Hey, I heard that. But despite all of that, I still liked it. Maybe it was the sense that there was like a nostalgia factor to it almost. And it's not the same as the nostalgia with Detective Pikachu. It's not like reminiscing on a franchise that you loved as a kid. This was almost like you were being transported back into that time period. You were being transported back into the time that Sonic was like at its height. And the theater was packed. It was just jam-packed. I hadn't seen that many people in the theater since Frozen 2. Frozen 2, guys. That and Sonic are apparently the big things right now. And it was just full of like those old-fashioned cliches that we hadn't seen in like 30 plus years. So it was just fascinating. You just felt like you were in a different time period, but then you'd be jolted out of it because Sonic would start Fortnite dancing all of a sudden. Just why, Sonic? Why? You've got a big enough mess on your own. You don't need to add any other games and mesh into this. And Jim Carrey's act as Dr. Robotnik isn't anything groundbreaking. It's basically the same Jim Carrey shtick that we've seen a gazillion times, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't seen Jim Carrey lately that it felt kind of nice to see him again. Even though he was doing literally the same thing he always does. He didn't change one thing. He was just doing Jim Carrey stuff, just as Eggman, so he tried being a little bit more menacing. But, you know, it was the same routine, but for some reason, I really enjoyed it. It was, I don't think refreshing's the right word. It's kind of like when you eat a food you hadn't eaten in a long, long time that you used to like munch on constantly, and then you haven't touched it in so many years, and then all of a sudden you come back to it, and you have like a moment where you get transported back into that moment and that feeling when you used to love it. And then it's over, and you try to figure out why you still had that feeling about it. I think that probably sums up my feelings about the Sonic movie more than anything else. So, would I recommend this? For kids? Actually, no. And here's why. There's actually a lot of really weird, unusual adult references in this. There's a couple of times where they even borderline curse, which, I mean, as a grown-up, it's kind of funny, but I don't know. If you're the kind of family that's not okay with that kind of stuff, then don't take your kids to see it. It's all based kind of on you and what you're okay with your kids watching. If you're okay with the adult jabs and the almost cursing, then go ahead. But for me, I don't think I'd take my little bats to see this if I had little bats. But if you're a grown-up, go on right ahead, because it's really kind of fun as an adult. I don't know why. I can't tell. I think I enjoyed it ironically, but again, there was that whole time-transporting feeling that came with it. So, yeah. I guess if you're a grown-up, just go and figure it out for yourself. Try to figure out what it feels like to you. Because to me, it was a hot mess that I enjoyed. Kind of like a chili dog. Are you done yet? You're on my bed. Oh, yeah, sure. So, that's the end of my short puppet review. If you like this, make sure to put a pause up and press that like button. Aren't you gonna finish it up? Well, after so many days staring at my reflection, I've got no more words. I used them up. I feel at peace. Whatever. Just turn it off or whatever. I want to go to bed. Good night, boss. Yeah, it's night. Party time for me. Woo!